practice 3 video. So on the Microsoft Azure AZ900, I have already made two more videos called Azure AZ900 Practice Test 1 and Practice Test 2. In case if you are missed those two videos, you can also look at Practice Test 1 and Practice Test 2. So let's take a look at what is in practice test 3 covers almost 42 questions, pretty much similar to the the exam question. So in this video, I'm going to explain all 42 questions with the explanation why the answer is correct and why the answer is incorrect. Let's take a look at the questions. So this is the question number 1. It talks about the italicized text. So when you see these kind of questions, you don't need to read all the description every time. Just remember this for the first time. You remember, read the question, understand, and if you see the similar pattern next time, you don't need to read all these things. So the question is talking about this question requires that you evaluate the bold italicized text to determine if it is correct. So in this question, there are few options along with this one. So if you think this is the right option, then no change is needed is the correct answer. If you think this is not the correct option, then one of these three will be selected as an answer. So instruction says that review the bold italicized text. If it is makes the statement correct, select no change is needed. If the statement is incorrect, then you have to pick one of these options. So as I mentioned, let's just understand the question for the first time. Focus only on this question when the question is repeated. Now let's focus on the question now. Question says, it's kind of fill in the blank. Dash provides the organizations with the ability to manage the compliance of Azure resources across the multiple subscriptions. So you need to remember the word across the multiple subscription. So it is talking about in the hierarchy, the management groups comes in the top, then the subscriptions, then resource group, and then the resources. So if you understand that hierarchy relationship, you will be able to answer this question. Does the resource groups provide the organization with the ability to manage the complaints of Azure resources across the multiple subscriptions? No. Resource group is not the correct answer. Multiple subscriptions comes under the management group. So the management group is the right answer for this question. As I mentioned, in the hierarchy, management group, subscriptions, resource groups, and the resources. And the Azure policies and asterisk plans are unrelated to the question. So if you look at here, it says that this is the definition for the management group. Now the next question is similar pattern. So I will not read the description again. I'll focus on the question. Azure Germany can be used by legal residents of Germany only. This is not correct. Legal residents of Germany is not correct. This Azure Germany is just like your Azure China and the US government. So these are very specific data centers the Microsoft built for the government entities. So any user or the enterprise that requires the data to reside in Germany will be belongs to the Azure Germany data center. So the fourth option is correct. No change is needed because this is not correct. Enterprise only enterprises, that's not correct because the users are also involved. So only enterprise that purchase their Azure licenses. Again, this is not correct. So the last one is the correct answer. And here is the definition for the Azure Germany. It is actually physically isolated location for the Azure Germany for the residents of Azure, Germany, you know, people to store their data. Next one, talking about you can enable the just-in-time access by using which of the following. So just-in-time VM is giving access to certain period of time. So Azure Bastion, Azure Firewall, Front Door, and Security Center. So this will be happening through the Azure Security Center. So the Security Center will be the right answer. The other three are not right answers. So Azure Bastion will be used for VM access. So as a Gem server, you have spin up a VM with the private IP address, so you're not using the public IP. So this is a secure way to connect to the VMs recently introduced by Microsoft. Azure Firewall again is one level above the network security NSGs, and it basically supports the FQD and inbound outbound traffic. Azure Front Door, this is for caching the contents and high performance and high availability purpose. Front Door will be used on the layer 7. So the next one, which of the following services provides operating system virtualization? So it's talking about providing the operating system virtualization. So function, app, and the app service are unrelated to this question. Azure virtual machine and Azure container instances. So these two seems to be the one of them will be the right answer, but you definitely need to know the difference between Azure virtual machines and Azure container services. So providing operating system virtualization is definitely the Azure container instances. Let's see the difference between the virtual machines and the containers. So like you can have multiple containers under the same operating system, wherein VM have own operating system. So providing the operating system virtualization is happening on the Azure container instances, and you can look at the difference between the VM and the container instance in this description. Next question is, which of the following service provides the portable environment for virtualized applications? So again, keep in mind about the portable environment. So portable environment is only possible in the container instances, not the Azure virtual machine. So again, these two are not related to the question, and these two are a little bit confusing. But as long as you understand the difference between container instance and virtual machines, then it's easy to answer. So since it's a portable environment, talking about the portable environment that is only possible in the container instances, then container instances is the answer. So you can also look at the difference between the container instances and other virtual machines. So they are mainly, the container instance mainly used for automated repeated tasks, like running build jobs or automating them. It provides a portable environment for virtualized applications. On the other hand, the VM can only provide the virtualized environment for computer inside the computer. So where the operating system is virtualized. So this VM will have their own memory that are allocated and hard disk, etc. So that's the difference between the container instance and the Azure virtual machine. Which of the following service is used to build, deploy, and scale web applications? So it very clearly says the build, deploy, and scale the web applications. That is in the Azure App Services. Again, function app is kind of you don't have the complete control. It's running the piece of code in a serverless computing, but we are talking about the not the serverless here, so that Azure App Services is the right answer, and these two are not related to the question, so we don't need to discuss those two. So you can run the Azure App Service. Basically, you can host your any kind of application. It can be .NET Core, Node.js, Java, Python, or Ruby, any kind of programming languages. Website can be hosted in the Azure App Services. So this is a true-false statement question. Adding resource groups in Azure subscription generates additional cost. That's not true. You can add as many resource groups as you want in your subscription. Adding resources will not cost any money. Copying data, 10 GB of data to Azure. So it's the inbound traffic. So just to remember that inbound to Azure is free. Outbound is will have the price. So last option is correct. Copying the 10 GB of data from Azure to on-premise. So Azure to on-premise is outbound, and which will actually cost money. Outbound data transfer from Azure to on-premise network incurs charges, and inbound it will not cost any money. Next question. This is the fill in the blank. You deploy Azure resource. The resource becomes unavailable for an extended period due to the service outage. So definitely, even in cloud, also don't think that it's 100% SLA, right? So sometimes you might see some service outage also. So in this case, Microsoft will refund your bank account, migrate the services to another subscription. That's absolutely not correct. We can't migrate all the resources into the subscription. Credit your Azure account and send a coupon code that you can redeem for Azure credit. So just to remember that send you coupon code never happens. Microsoft will never send any coupon codes. So between refund your bank account, that's refunding your money back, and refund your account, Azure account. Refund your Azure account means refunding your service back. So that's the right answer. You can see the difference between credit your account and the refund your bank account. So it is basically refunding your service time, not refunding any money or not refunding anything. So if your service is service outage for let's say 1 hour, expect that you will be getting additional 1 hour for that particular service. So that's the credit your Azure account. So this is also true false statement. The first one says Azure Active Directory Premium P2 guarantees at least 99.9% available. Next one, the SLA for Azure Active Directory P2 is same as the SLA for the Azure Active Directory free. So there is no Azure Active Directory free. There are only 3 flavors of Azure Active Directory: so basic, B2C, and the premium. So this is not correct. All paying Azure customers receive a credit if their monthly uptime percentage is below the guaranteed amount in the SLA. So receiving the credit in terms of the service credit, the time, not the money. So the answer, the first and this last one is correct. And you also need to understand this formula I listed here, the outage, the monthly uptime percentage calculation. So I've seen one of the question also asking the formula. What is the formula for uptime percentage? So the uptime percentage formula is user minutes minus downtime divided by user minutes multiply with the 100 to get this percentage. So just to remember this formula for the exam point of view. Next question, which of the following statement is true? Azure PowerShell modules can be installed on macOS. Microsoft Cloud Shell can be accessed from the web browser on Linux computer. The Azure portal can only be accessed from the Windows device. So that is definitely not the correct answer. Azure portal can be accessed from Linux or even from the Mac OS Safari. Azure Cloud Shell can be accessed from the browser in the Linux. That is true. You can access the Azure Cloud Shell on the Linux computer. Azure PowerShell module can be installed. So PowerShell can be installed on any operating system. So that is also true. PowerShell can run on Linux, Windows, Mac platforms. So in Linux computer supports the Firefox browser, so you can use the Cloud Shell there. And Azure portal can be accessed even in the mobile device also. Similar question, you have an Azure environment, you need to create new Azure virtual machine from the tablet that runs on the Android operating system. So three possible solutions. Use PowerShell in the Azure Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell, you can use the PowerShell, and you can also, in the Cloud Shell, you can use the PowerShell, and you can also use the bash commands. Use the Power App portal. Power App portal is totally different, which is used for rapid application development. So that's not related. Use the Azure portal. That's the correct answer. So use the bash in Azure Cloud Shell. So these are the three options. If you see, Azure portal can run on the tablet device that have the Android operating system installed on them. So any browser can be used. Azure portal can be accessed via the browser, and once the portal is accessible. We have the Azure Cloud Shell on top of the, so in the rightmost corner of the portal, you will also see the Cloud Shell, where you can access the bash and PowerShell commands. As I mentioned, the Power App is the platform that provides the rapid access development environment to build, it's kind of a drag and drop environment to build the applications for the business needs. It cannot be used to create the virtual machines. Next question is on choose the option that fill in the blanks. So you have up to 200 virtual machines to the Azure environment to ensure that the virtual machine named VM1 cannot connect to other virtual machines. So it says that you have 20 virtual machines. So one of the VM1 cannot connect to the other virtual machines. All other 19 virtual machines cannot connect. How do you separate? So you separate by deploying these into the different virtual network and apply the network security group so that you can control the traffic accessing the one VM to other VMs. So that's the right answer. Let's see other options. There are different operating systems other than virtual machines, so that it will not make you restrict the connection. Be deployed in a separate resource group. Doesn't matter. Define different resource group will not restrict the access. How to network interface. So in order to apply the network interface, you first need to create the virtual network. So on top of the virtual network only, you can be able to create the virtual network interface core and apply the energies there. So the option one is the answer. And you see the description explanation on the different options. Again, this is a fill in the blanks question. The question is data that is stored in the archive access tier of the Azure storage account can be accessed at any time by using the azcopy.exe. So azcopy, the tool is copying the files from the one location to the other location in the Azure. Let's say if you want to copy from your hard disk to C drive, D drive to the Azure, azcopy will be used. So the question asked on the archive access can only be read by Azure backup. So this is also not related. Must be stored before the data can be accessed. These two are related. Must be rehydrated before the data that can be accessed. So this is the correct option. If you know the what is the rehydrated means, That means you are actually have to either change the tier, hot or cool, and then we'll be able to access the data. So the archive access data must be rehydrated before the data can be accessed. This is correct because you must first change the tier of the blob either to hot or the cool. So the process is known as rehydration and takes matter of hours to complete. So it is expensive. You should know the difference between archive, hot and cool. Hot is hot tier you will be selecting if you want to frequently access the data. Cool is infrequently, and then archive is very rarely accessing the data. So accessing the hot data will be faster as compared to the cool, and then um, cool will be better than archive access. So which of the following statement is true? All the Azure resources deployed to resource group must use the same Azure region. So that's not true. You can have the resources in the resource group from the multiple Azure regions. Second one, if you assign a tag to a resource group, all the Azure resources in the resource group are assigned the same tag. That's not true. You can assign the tag to any services, so that doesn't maintain the hierarchy. So it stick with the specific service. So each service, including the resource group itself, can have the own tag. If you assign the permissions by user to manage the resource group, the user can manage all the Azure resources in the resource group. So that's correct. This is going to maintain the hierarchy. If you assign the permissions at the resource group level, all the resources within that resource group have the similar permissions. You can override the permissions for each resources level, but as I mentioned, this is maintaining the hierarchy. So this one of the question was asking the first question, I think probably if you understand the scope here, management group comes in the top, then management group can have more than one subscription. So if you have hundreds of subscriptions, so better to organize in the management group. For each department owns their own management group and can have more than one subscriptions. Each subscription can have, it's a logical container, can have multiple resource group, and each resource group can have multiple resources. So this is actually used for the permissioning setup. So if you have given the permissioning at the management group level, that means the permissions are applied at all the child resources also. You need to identify which blade in Azure portal must be used to perform the following tasks. Monitor the health of the Azure services, browse available virtual machine image, and view security recommendations. So the blade is in the Azure is nothing but the window, the selection. So the monitor subscription marketplace. Here the question is asking the monitor the health of the Azure services is available on the monitor tab, basically monitoring the application logs, the analytics. So those are the kind of data will be available in the monitor section. The same question on the different topic, the browse available virtual machine images. So here talking about the virtual machine images, not the actual virtual machine. So these are the confusing questions. You need to be careful while answering the options. So which blade should you identify to browse available virtual machine images are actually the marketplace. If you look at the marketplace portal, click on the marketplace portal to see list of all the available virtual machine images. So you can get the data from there. Next question, view security recommendations. The security recommendations on the advisor, Azure Advisor. So this is for monitoring the health and subscriptions and related marketplace for looking at all the virtual machine images and security recommendations are available under the advisor portal. Azure region contains one or more data centers that are connected by using a low latency network. So that's the true statement. So no change is required is the answer. Let's take a look at the other options. Is found in each country where the Microsoft has subsidiary offices. So that's not correct here. Can be found in every country in European American only. So that's not. So contains one or more data centers that are connected using a high latency network. So that is quite opposite to what is asking here. So we are talking about the low latency. Contains one or more data centers that are connected by using the low latency network. You plan to implement an Azure database solution. You need to implement database solution that meets the following requirements. You can add data concurrently from multiple regions. So there are two requirements. Can store the JSON documents. So if you know that Azure Cosmos DB, the purpose of Cosmos DB, then you will be able to answer this question. So the answer here is that Cosmos DB, you can store NoSQL data, which is in a JSON format, and also add data concurrently for the multiple agents. So that is the benefit of the Azure Cosmos DB. It actually multimodal database service that has a single digit milliseconds data access. So that means you can access this very frequently and globally distributed and scale automatically. It can also store the JSON data and any unstructured. So that's what you need to remember: unstructured and globally distributed, scale automatically. Azure database for MySQL, SQL, and Azure database for PostgreSQL. So these are all the structured databases. So that's why the Cosmos DB is the correct answer. So the question is, when planning to migrate public website to Azure, you must plan to pay monthly use cost. That is the PaaS solution. So that is correct answer. So no change required is the correct answer. So deploy a VPN, different topic. Pay to transfer all the website data to Azure. Pay to transfer all the website data to transfer. So you need to pay for transferring the data. There is a number of connections to the website is also not related. Pay to transfer all the website data to Azure because the inbound data transfer charges into Azure is always free. So you plan to migrate a web application to Azure. The web application is accessed by external users. You need to recommend a cloud deployment solution to minimize the amount of administrative effort to manage the application. So here we are talking about migrating a web application to Azure. So that's pure platform as a service. So if you understand the concept of the SaaS and IaaS, so you'll be able to answer this question. Next question is on your company plans to deploy an AI solution in Azure. What should your company use to build, test, and deploy predictive analytics solution? So Azure Machine Learning Studio is the tool which is used for the artificial intelligence. It's a drag and drop tool that can use to build, test, and deploy the predictive analytics solutions in your data. Logic App, it's a workflow system that's unrelated. Azure Batch, that's again unrelated. Cosmos DB we looked at in the previous question. That's for the unstructured data. You have virtual machine named VM1 and runs on the Windows Server 2016. VM1 is in the East US Azure region. Which Azure service should you use from the Azure portal to view the service failure notification? So talking about if there are any service failure, VM1, how do you see those So those failures will be able to see in the Azure Monitor tool. Azure Fabric, Service Fabric is unrelated to the virtual machines. Uh, we can not look at the service failure notifications in Visual Service itself. Azure Advisor is for the recommendations. So Azure Monitor is the correct tool. So availability of the single VM. You have an Azure environment that contains 10 virtual networks, 100 virtual machines. So here we are talking about, hundreds of virtual machines and multiple virtual networks. So we need to limit the amount of inbound traffic. So the controlling the traffic in a large scale, we'll be using the Azure firewall. So that's the difference between the network security group and the firewall. So NSG will be used to control the traffic based on the priority. You set the port number, service tags, configuration, and then you can control the traffic between the services. But here we are talking about hundreds of virtual machines and 10 virtual networks. So the Azure firewall is the right answer. Next question, on your company plans to migrate all the on-premise data to Azure. You need to identify whether the Azure policies with the company's regional requirements. What should you use? Migrate all these on-premise services into the Azure. So here, the question asked which Azure, whether Azure compliance with the company's regional requirements. So that is something we will know from the knowledge center. I think Azure Marketplace, as we saw as previous question, this supports looking at the VM images, virtual machine images. My app portal is different. Trust Center, I think the Trust Center is the answer. So Knowledge Center is the place where you get the answers to our questions. Marketplace is Launchpad for joint market activities. So the Trust Center, I think the Trust Center is the place where you actually get the company's, the regional requirements. So let me recollect. Take each, yeah, I think this is the place where you get all the compliance and the standards. You can think of which compliance and standards are applicable to your company. So that's why the Trust Center is the right answer here. Which Azure service should you use to store these certificates? So certificate here, the answer is Azure Security Center. So you cannot store anything in the Security Center. You will see the security vulnerability, how to prevent and mitigate the security issues. Storage account used for blob files, tables, and queues. So this is not for storing certificate. Key Vault is the place, so this is giving the hint that the Key Vault is the only place to store certificates. That's true. So the Key Vault is basically used for storing all your secrets, all your keys, application keys, and including the certificates. Azure Information Protection, this is totally different topic to label your mails and documents for your organization, so that's not related to the question. Azure Key Vault can be used to securely store privacy control access tokens, your passwords, token certificates, and API keys and secrets. You attempt to create several managed SQL Server instances in Azure environment and receive a message that you must increase your subscription limit. So always subscription has a limitation. So you cannot spin up thousands of VMs. So there is a limit. If there is a requirement for your organization to increase the limit, you have to create a support request, and then Microsoft will review that request, and then they will help us to increase the limit, but there is a limitation in provisioning the services for each subscription. So the answer is create a support request. And health center, alert health center upgrades, so these are not related to the Microsoft Online Service Privacy Policy Statement explains what data Microsoft process, how Microsoft process the data, and so this is talking about the privacy policy purpose of processing the data. So this is on the Microsoft Online Service terms. So this is talking about the SLA. So SLA is not related to online subscription agreement and Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Online. Okay, sorry, I think I'm wrong. So Microsoft Online Service. Oh, sorry, here itself is given the actual answer. So Microsoft Online Services Privacy Statement explains what data Microsoft processes. So yeah, that's the correct answer. No change required. Which statement accurately describes the modern life cycle policy for the Azure services? Microsoft provides mainstream support for the service 5 years. That's not correct. Microsoft provides a minimum 12 months notice before ending any Microsoft services. So that's the correct answer. Modern lifecycle policy Microsoft will provide minimum 12 months notice. You can use Dash in Azure to send email alert when the cost of the current billing period for the other subscription exceeds a specified limit. So you can set the budget alert. Let's say if my budget alert reached $1,500, then I should be receiving an email alert. So the budget alert is the right answer here. Azure recommendations, that's in the advisor, Azure advisor, so that's not related. IAM is the, RBAC setting up to the access. The compliance is different. SaaS solution that hosts the web app in Azure provides a professional development service to continuously add features to the custom applications. That's true. That's the PaaS model. Which Azure service can you use securely information and event management? So SIEM is the Azure Sentinel. So Sentinel is the answer. Sentinel is the service that provides the alert detection, threat response, helps in threat detection. It is scalable Azure service that also provides the SIEM solution. So cognitive search is for the search service. Azure information protection is for labeling your documents, and Azure analytics service is related to the big data. You plan to deploy several Azure virtual machines. You need to control the parts that devices on the internet that can access the virtual machine. So talking about control the ports. So that's where the NFC comes into picture to control the traffic. Let's see the other options. The following statement, so yes, the statement is true. So talking about the GDPR defines the data protection and privacy rules. That is correct for the European citizens. They have GDPR rules, which defines the protection and the privacy rules. All the data that a company or organization collects from its customers, the users should be protected and define the privacy rules that should be strictly adhered to the GDPR rules. GDPR, General Data Protection Rules, regulation applies to companies that offer the goods and services individual to European citizens. So that's correct. Azure can be used to build a GDPR compliance infrastructure. Yes. Fill in the blank question. An Azure policy initiative definition is collection of policy definitions collection of Azure policy definition assignments, group or blueprint of definitions. So one of these two collection of policy definitions. So Azure policy initiative is collection of Azure policy definition assignment. I think the definition assignment. All the policy definitions in Azure are grouped together and called initiative. It's a JSON document that contains all the policy definitions in it. So Azure is a resource that have multiple delete logs. Yes, you can have the more than one delete log. Other resource that inherits the logs from the resource groups. Yes, so if you apply the lock at the resource group level, it is applicable to all the resources within that resource group. Compliance manager can be used to track a company's regulatory compliance activities related to the Microsoft Cloud services. Yeah. My library feature can be used to save Microsoft Service Trust Portal documents and the resources in a single location. Yeah. So the last question, what can be used to identify underutilized or unused Azure virtual machines? So Azure virtual machines, unused virtual machines, I think the advisor, Azure advisor will show you what are the unused virtual machines. Suggestions and information regarding efficient use of the infrastructure. It will let you know in case if you have any VM lying unused for some time, and also if it is over provision. So those are the cost benefits the advisor provides. The cost management billing related to the budget and invoice related to the reservation, so you can save money by reserving VM, and Azure policies for the compliance and standards for the organization. So thank you very much for listening the complete video. So I keep making more videos. If you like, you may subscribe or you can like, share your comments. Thank you very much.